A very good morning to all the invited dignitaries, esteemed delegates, and members of the INCOIS family. We are about to begin today's function. On behalf of the Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services, it's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to each one of you to the 27th Foundation Day celebrations and the annual review meeting of the Weather and Climate Science for Service Partnerships WCSSP India, being held on this auspicious day, the 9th of February 2026. I am Dr. Elaine Sabu, and it's an honor to host this inaugural session. Today, we gather to celebrate the journey of INCOIS, to reflect on its achievements, and to envision the future of ocean services and climate science. We are honored to have with us today Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization and Secretary, Department of Space, as our chief guest. Professor Shubha Satyendranath, MBE, Merit Remote Sensing Scientist, Plymouth Marine Laboratory, UK. Shri Nilesh M. Desai, Director, Space Applications Center, ISRO. Dr. Jill Martin, Manager, Climate Model Development and Evaluation Group, UK Met Office. Ms. Yadindra Prasad, Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor, Ministry of Earth Sciences, and Dr. T.M. Balakrishnan Nair, Director, INCOIS, with us today. I request Dr. T.M. Balakrishnan Nair, Director, INCOIS, to accompany the distinguished guests to the dais. We extend a warm welcome to all the distinguished dignitaries, esteemed delegates, and INCOIS family joining us in person and online who are watching the live streaming at INCOIS YouTube channel. Now I request Dr. T.M. Balakrishnan Nair, Director, to kindly present bouquets to our honored dignitaries on the dais as a gesture of welcome. Thank you, sir. As we embark on this journey of knowledge and collaboration, may I now request everyone to kindly rise for the invocation. Let the spirit of ocean science and unity inspire us as we begin. I now invite Ms. Tirtha for the invocation.
Gajavadana Gauri Nandana Gajavadana Gauri Nandana Raksha karo sabki Gajavadana Gauri Nandana रक्षा करो सबकी मंगलमय हो जीवन सारा मंगलमय हो जीवन सारा धारा बहे सुख की गजवदना गौरी नंदना हे गजवदना गौरी नंदना.
Thank you, Tirtha. Let the spirit of science and unity guide us through this journey. We shall now proceed with the traditional lighting of the lamp, symbolizing the knowledge, wisdom, and the light of progress. I request all the dignitaries to come forward and do the honor. I thank all the dignitaries for doing the honor. Now I invite Dr. T.M. Balakrishnan Nair, our esteemed director of INCOIS, to deliver the welcome address and set the tone for today's celebration.
Good morning, and a very warm welcome to all of you. It gives me a great pleasure to welcome you to INCOIS 27th Foundation Day celebrations, along with the WCSSP annual review meeting. Sir, on behalf of INCOIS family, I extend heartfelt welcome to our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman ISRO and Secretary Department of Space, our distinguished guest of honor, Dr. Nilesh M. Desai, Director, Space Application Center, and Dr. Gil Martin, Science Manager, Climate Project Data Science Group, Met Office, UK. A special welcome to our Foundation Day speaker, Dr. Shubha Satyendranath, Merit Remote Sensing Scientist, Plymouth Marine Laboratory, UK, for joining us and sharing her insight with the INCOIS community. Welcome Ms. Yadindra Prasad, Additional Secretary and Finance Advisor, Ministry of Earth Sciences. Dr. Prakash Chauhan, my friend and long-term guide and the Director of NRSC. Dr. YBN Krishnamurthy, former Scientific Secretary ISRO and INCOIS RAC Chairman. Dr. K. Rajendran, Director KS CST. Dr. Chandrasekhar NRSC. Dr. Rashmi Sharma from SAC. Mrs. M. Rabadevi, President ILEAP. All dignitaries from UK for the WCSSP meeting who accepted our invitation, and my dear colleagues from INCOIS. Today's program is very significant because of it brings together celebration and reflection, celebrating INCOIS journey and achievements, and reviewing how we strengthen science to the service partnership. Over the last year, INCOIS has continued to strengthen India's ocean information and early warning system through new infrastructure, new products, expanded observation, and sustained 24/7 operational service. A flagship milestone was commencing the Tarang high-performance computer, sir, which has significantly enhanced our capability to real-time ocean modeling, tsunami forecasting, and AEML-based analytical to support uninterrupted operational services and high-resolution forecast. So nobody in the world does the real-time tsunami forecast. We are actually planning, because this HPC will be very useful for us to give a real-time tsunami information and forecast services. We also expanded people-centric last-mile delivery. That is very important for any forecasting and early warning agencies. The district-wise ocean state forecast dashboard was operationalized as a CAP compliant web-based advisory platform for the real-time dissemination of ocean state forecast services, supporting marine safety and coastal risk community. We strengthened early warning further by CAP, that is Common Alert Protocol enabled soul search early warning to the coastal state, disseminated through national platform to reach large populace rapidly. So this is one important step we have taken, because every time when we talk about early warning, we talk about tsunami or the storm surges. But there is a very low profile but high impact hazards are coming, like the soil surge, what happens in Kerala and the Tamil Nadu coast, which is nowadays killing many of the coastal population, including the the tourists. So INCOIS is always making its the advantage, and it's the user base or a kind of a stakeholders survey, what kind of information we require, and that is how we change the paradigm shift in the, changing the science to the service. So INCOIS mission critical tsunami warning role continued to expand scope and delivery. We sustained round-the-clock monitoring and service, issued no threat message for tsunami earthquake in the Indian Ocean, and extended tsunami early warning capability through nav area advisories for the maritime stakeholders. Last time our Honorable Minister has inaugurated this service, and we are continuing with this service for the last 1 year. It has strengthened preparedness not only onshore, but also for the wider ocean community. We also marked an important milestone with the launch of standard operating procedure for volcano-generated tsunamis, supporting readiness for low frequency but potentially high impact events. Sir, actually we talk much on the blue economy. Our blue economy policy of India is about to be a reality now, and we do a lot of things actually make the blue economy related services. In fact, the potential fishing zone services, what the technologies develop, operationalize and transfer to INCOIS is main the cause for the birth of this institute. So we stick to that, and we advance services that directly benefit coastal livelihood and ocean sector stakeholders. We strengthened our ocean state forecast advisories and issued many high waves and the rough sea alert, which could save many of the population and the tourists along the coastal areas and in the sea. In fisheries, we advanced both the operational services and research, expanding POZ advisories, tuna advisories, and progressing towards more species-specific advisory capabilities, including the launch of the Hilsa Fishery Advisory, which is actually increasing the socio-economic upliftment of many of the people in the West Bengal region, where Hilsa is one of the main fish in their culture itself. We also continue to deliver consultancy services to multiple national agencies, port and harbors, translating ocean forecasting expertise into actionable solutions. In ocean observation and data resilience, we enhance the network uptime and communication, strengthen data continuity through disaster recovery infrastructure, and expanded observation from the Indian Ocean to the polar waters, including deployment of a glider in the Southern Ocean during 44 Indian scientific expedition to Antarctica. We also modernized communication AV system, and improved remote station connectivity supporting robust data flow and operation reliability. In capacity building and outreach through International Training Center for the Operational Oceanography, we trained more than 7,000 people from almost 100 countries. INCOIS conducted multiple training programs and seminars for the national and international participants. We conducted communication tests, organized a national tsunami mock exercise. What our chief guest was asking to me, how we will retain this operational system. It is not that we have to struggle to develop a system, but maintaining that system and which will be useful when any disaster comes, hazard comes, is also very important. This year also brought recognition and strengthened our partnership. INCOIS was honored with national and international awards for the disaster risk management. So we get the highest awards, the Subhash Chandra Bose Abda Pradhan Puraskar for our disaster management, and we had to struggle with 300 the contestants, including the Indian Army, for getting this award. So we also deepen strategic collaboration through several MOUs and strengthen India's global engagement with the Intergovernmental Oceanography Commission, the World Meteorological Organization, RIMES, that is Regional Integrated Multi-Hazard Early Warning System for Asia and Africa. And we are a big partner in the UN Ocean Decade process, reflecting India's role as a trusted regional and global partner. Friends, none of this is possible without the teamwork and our scientists, staff partners, and stakeholders who keep the institution operational, innovative, and relevant to this society. Sir, I like to thank the space community, which is actually imparted a spirit or a culture of teamwork to the national development, because generally when we joined, oceanography is actually regarded as an academic subject to understand the oceans. We made the ocean to a national importance and international significance. So I thank the space community as well as the Metocean community who was supporting us for the last 26 years to make this institute as one of the, I can say that one of the best 5 or 6 institutes in the world. So as we celebrate today, we also renew our commitment to make warning faster and more actionable, service more user-driven, and as you told, to reaching all the people. So that is, we'll ensure that data more resilient and science more inclusive. Once again, I warmly welcome you, all of you, to INCOIS. I wish the 26th Foundation Day celebration and WCSSP annual review meeting great success, and I look forward to continued collaborations in strengthening ocean science for the societal benefit and international stewardship. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for setting the tone. As we look back on our journey, let us witness the milestones and major achievements of INCOIS in the last 1 year through a motion picture presentation. thank the entire INCOIS technical team for their untiring efforts in making this video. We are honored to have with us our distinguished guests who have contributed immensely to the various fields of science. Today, we are grateful to have Sri Nilesh M. Desai, Director, Space Applications Center, ISRO, for addressing the gathering. A gold medalist from LD College of Engineering, Ahmedabad, Sri Desai has devoted nearly 4 decades of services to ISRO, contributing extensively to the design and development of India's flagship microwave radars for missions such as RESAT-1 synthetic aperture radar, OceanSat-2 and SCATSat-1 scatometers, Chandrayaan-2 orbiter SAR, airborne SAR for disaster management and indigenous NAVE IC user receivers. His leadership has advanced applications in Earth observation, navigation, communication technologies, and strategic uses, while also guiding cutting edge work in quantum frontiers, artificial intelligence, human space flight, and Bharatiya Antariksh Station. His contributions extend beyond technology to international collaborations. He has represented India at numerous global forums, presided over the International Committee on Global Navigation Satellite Systems (ICG 14), and authored over 175 technical papers. His excellence has been recognized with prestigious honors, including the ISRO Performance Excellence Award and ISRO Individual Merit Award. Beyond his scientific achievements, he is a passionate advocate of outreach, bringing the wonders of space science to the students and the public through exhibitions, hackathons, and popular lectures. His dedication embodies the spirit of innovation, service, and inspiration that defines India's space program. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to welcome Sri Nilesh M. Desai, a distinguished scientist, visionary leader, and tireless advocate whose work has propelled India to the forefront of space technology, as our guest of honor today. I welcome Sri Desai ji to address the gathering.
Thank you, madam. Good morning to all dignitaries on the dais, Dr. B. Narayanan, Dr. Balkrishna Nayak, Dr. Sudha, Dr. Yatin Prasad, Dr. Jill Martin, and all my dear friends and colleagues in the audience, all the dear participants, and the staff members of INCOIS. At the outset, let me thank all of you for inviting me here for this very important function for all of you. So let me compliment all of you on this 27th Foundation Day of INCOIS. In fact, Space Application Center and ISRO had a long relationship. In fact, Dr. Radhakrishnan and Dr. Sailesh, two of your directors, had their origin in ISRO and SAC also. And in fact, they went on to become chairman of ISRO. And today, Dr. Narayanan is here to give blessings to INCOIS. So as I said, we had a long relationship with INCOIS. And as Dr. Balkrishnan pointed out, we had been working together since all these years of your establishment, last 27 years. Space Application Center at Ahmedabad has been involved in development of various payloads for various sensors related to especially ocean applications. And all of you are well aware that OceanSat series of satellites, payloads for that, as well as the related applications, whether it is potential fishing zones or other relevant application using altimeters or various other sensors related to ocean applications. They have all been developed at Space Application Center and then transferred to INCOIS for operational activities. So we had been involved in all these activities related to atmospheric and ocean science and applications. And we had been building various payloads for that, meteorological and ocean applications. And in this series, of course, OceanSat 3 is in orbit, and now we are soon going to launch OceanSat 3A, which will have, again, ocean color monitor as well as spectrometer. And then last time, sea surface temperature monitor worked only for 1 week. Now it is going to be again launched this time, along with a temperature and humidity sounder. In fact, incidentally, today is the anniversary for humidity sounder, which was launched first time in 2023. And we are now going to continue that series. Of course, that is more meant for met observations, but it will feed into some of the ocean-related activities as well. So as far as your activities are concerned, whether it is related to disaster management, especially like tsunami warning, as well as various marine navigation, as well as ocean applications. All of these activities we had been supporting in different ways. And now with the advent of new frontiers, especially related to artificial intelligence and machine learning and quantum frontiers, I'm sure that that will feed into, as Sir mentioned about the real-time tsunami warning applications, as well as various other applications using AI ML techniques, as well as quantum computing also is going to go a big way in having a real-time predictions. So all these activities, I'm sure it opens up a lot of new areas of research, both for space application centers as well as uh, INCOIS. Another activity which both of us have been involved is the various calibration and validation activities, for which INCOIS has been supporting us. Of course, we have a long-standing relationship with Ministry of Earth Sciences. So that feeds into making our satellite observation along with the in situ observations provided by your team. It makes it more calibrated, and it increases the accuracies as far as the operational ocean services which you had been provided. Potential fishing zone applications, all of you are well aware that it has been operational now, and it has been helping all the fishermen in a big way. Apart from that, various activities related to fisheries, marine navigation, disaster management, and now coastal surveillance and coastal governance. That is another area where we have started collaboration, and all of you may be aware that through our New Space India Limited, a public sector arm of ISRO, we are going to install 1 lakh a small sub 20 meter boats with these fishing transponders, which will give real-time information to the fishermen about the high wave alerts, and whenever cyclone is going to come, of course, it gives information about the potential fishing zone areas to the fishermen who go into the deep sea, as well as if they are crossing the international borders. So all this information is provided to them in their native language. So in fact, 13 Indian native languages we are providing the information on their mobile, because they carry the mobile, but it is operates only in the coastal area. So once they go into the deep sea, this mobile is used to provide this information to them at a specific time, mostly around 3 to 5 p.m. every day. This apart, we had been working in the development and implementation of the various data assimilation algorithms, which our team has been developing at SEC Ahmedabad, and then they are being operationalized through the efforts of INCOIS. Another area we had been working together is observing system simulation experiments. So that has been carried out, and then that will help us to improve the ISRO space-based assets in a better way. So that also give us a very good input. So that is another area where we had been working since long. And this apart, we had been working on many national and international activities as well. Quad is one of them, where we had been working for Mauritius jointly on this application. Another is related to ocean mixing and monsoon, ECAMSAT, and GHR SST, and deep ocean mission. So these are some of the national and international collaborations where we had been working jointly. So now we are formalizing this understanding in a better way with this signing of this MOU today. And I'm thankful to INCOIS and Ministry of Earth Sciences for giving us this opportunity to further strengthen our collaboration. This apart, we had been doing many joint scientific publications. So that is another area where we had long-standing relationship. So all in all, this MOU marks a further new beginning in the joint activities which we had been doing between SEC and INCOIS, as well as between ISRO and Ministry of Earth Sciences. Of course, Dr. Narayan is here, and he will be telling you more about the activities which we jointly carry out with MOEs. So once again, I thank all of you for providing us this opportunity, and thank Director INCOIS for giving us this opportunity to work together. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wise words and wishes. We are equally privileged to welcome Dr. Jill Martin, Manager, Climate Model Development and Evaluation Group, UK Met Office. With over 3 decades of experience, Dr. Martin is a leading expert in climate model development, hydrological cycle processes, and the representation of the Asian summer monsoon in global circulation models. She co-leads Monsoon Working Group, a collaborative effort between the Met Office, NCAS Climate, and international partners, including India and Korea, aimed at improving the understanding and prediction of monsoon variability across timescales. Her current work focuses on advancing global atmospheric models to provide more accurate regional climate predictions from seasonal to decadal scales. Dr. Martin's career began at the Met Office in 1990, where she investigated cloud microphysics and later contributed to major European projects on monsoon predictability. Since then, she has played a pivotal role in refining convection and boundary layer parameterization and in leading research on the global water cycle. We are honored to have with us today a scientist whose work continues to shape the future of climate modeling and prediction. I now invite Dr. Martin to share her thoughts with us.
Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues. Thank you very much to Dr. Balakrishnan and colleagues at INCOIS for inviting me to be part of your celebrations today. It does give me great pleasure to be with you as you celebrate 27 years since the foundation of INCOIS. Myself and my colleagues from the UK do wish you many congratulations on this achievement. The global oceans are of fundamental importance as part of the global climate system. The importance of the oceans and of accurate and actionable marine predictions isn't lost on anyone from the UK, where the daily radio shipping forecast has become part of our national heritage. The creation of the Met Office in the UK in 1854 is owed to the focus on protecting lives at sea, with the first storm warning service issued by our founder, Vice Admiral Robert Fitzroy, in 1861, following the sinking of the Royal Charter ship and a call for greater observations of hazardous weather around our coastlines. The world's oceans play a critical role in our understanding and projections of climate change. They are a leading influence in driving and modulating global scale weather patterns and teleconnections on timescales of days to decades, and on shorter timescales, the interactions between our oceans and the weather can generate and influence a range of hazards at our coastlines, with substantial impacts for society. INCOIS has become internationally recognised for its leadership in ocean services and marine hazard forecasting, contributing not only to India's resilience, but also to the global scientific community. Thank you and congratulations for playing that role. As you will be aware, your important anniversary occurs at the start of a week-long science workshop hosted by INCOIS to celebrate UK-India collaborations ongoing through the Weather and Climate Science for Service Partnership, WCSSP, India. For those less familiar with this activity, this collaboration was launched in 2017 and has built and continues to build long-term research partnerships between the UK and India in order to strengthen weather and climate science. The programme focuses on improving risk-based forecasting of natural hazards through advances in scientific understanding, methods and tools, with the aim of enhancing services that protect lives and livelihoods. INCOIS is a valued partner in this project, and it is a great pleasure for me to be able to visit you here in Hyderabad for our 6th science workshop, together with my colleagues from the Met Office, academic partners in the UK, colleagues across the Ministry of Earth Sciences organisations, and a new network of Indian academic contributors. Personally, I've been involved in WCSSP India since its inception, but my association and collaboration with the Indian institutes goes back to 1997, when I first started to work on monsoon research as part of a project with Professor Julius Lingo and a young Dr. Annamalai. I visited IITM in 1997 as part of an exchange programme arranged through the British Council of India, a trip which coincided with a severe weather event which resulted in my being stranded at Mumbai airport in the early hours of the morning, isolated in a hotel for the weekend, and then taking a slow and somewhat intermittent train journey to Pune, at the end of which I was relieved to be met at the station by Dr. Ashok, who is also here, again in the early hours of the morning. My visit thereafter, however, was extremely interesting and enjoyable, and I gained a real appreciation of the knowledge and expertise within Indian science institutes and of the challenges associated with forecasting the complexity and vagaries of the monsoon system. During the next 3 decades, whilst working firstly on boundary layer and convection parameterization, then on global climate modelling, development and evaluation, and most recently now on data-driven climate modelling, I've continued to focus much of my energy on understanding the Asian monsoon and trying to reduce the frustratingly persistent errors that occur in most physical climate models. I've continued to engage with Ministry of Earth Science colleagues, most directly at IITM and more recently with partners at NCMRWF. In 2016, I participated in the ENCOMPASS field campaign, a joint India-UK project led by Professor Andy Turner and involving several institutes across India. And I much enjoyed taking part in research flights across the Western Ghats from Bangalore, thereby revisiting my very first experiences at the Met Office working with their research aircraft in the early 1990s. I have visited both NCMRWF and IITM several times over the past nearly 30 years, but my first visit to INCOIS was in February 2023, when a small group from the Met Office and the University of Reading visited colleagues such as Dr. Remya, Dr. Sudhir and Dr. Girish Kumar for discussions on our WCSSP science activities. It was a real pleasure to visit your lovely campus, to be shown around your laboratories and your tsunami warning centre, and to meet several of your researchers. My colleagues Tim Graham and Nikesh Narayan, who are unfortunately unable to be here in person this week, continue to engage closely with INCOIS colleagues and to undertake exchange visits, with Nikesh visiting here last November and Dr. Remya due to visit the Met Office next month. Through this collaboration, we are finding mutual benefit in the development of interactive modelling of ocean waves and their feedbacks on tropical cyclones, and on the forecasting of storm surges such as the Kalakal. We commend the INCOIS strategy towards more unified ocean modelling approaches across marine science components, and we look forward to advancing these ambitions together through ongoing partnership. So, once again, on behalf of myself and all my colleagues, I congratulate you on your 27-year anniversary, and I wish you many more years, successful years of fruitful service, research, and collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Martin, for your wishes as well as just about the UK Met Office and the collaborations. It's an honor to welcome Ms. Yatindra Prasad, a distinguished officer of the 1993 batch of the Indian Audit and Account Services, who currently works as Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor to the Department of Science and Technology, the Department of Biotechnology, and the Ministry of Earth Sciences, Government of India. An accomplished academic, she holds a degree in law from the University of Delhi, a postgraduate diploma in business administration finance from Symbiosis Pune, and she is a certified internal auditor from Florida, USA. Over her illustrious career, she has served in key financial advisory roles across the numerous ministries, including the Tribal Affairs, Coal, Mines, Petroleum and Natural Gas, Jal Shakti, Corporate Affairs, Education, and Niti Aayog. And she has represented the Government of India on the boards of major public sector undertakings such as Coal India, Hindustan Zinc, BALCO, and BPCL. Her contributions extend to both national and international domains, with extensive experience in auditing state governments, defense organizations, and public sector enterprises, as well as leading audit teams for UNICEF in Geneva and New York, and Indian missions abroad in Vietnam and Bangladesh. Her greatest strength lies in ensuring that solutions begins at the financial planning stage itself, providing a strong, transparent, and outcome-oriented foundation that significantly enhances the success of MOE's mission mode programs. With her wealth of expertise, leadership, and commitment to transparency in governance, Ms. Prasad exemplifies excellence in public service. We are privileged to have her with us today as our guest of honor. I welcome Ms. Yatindra Prasad, Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor, Ministry of Earth Science, to address the gathering.
Good morning to all distinguished guests, colleagues, and members of the INCOIS fraternity. It is my privilege to join the Foundation Day celebrations of the Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services, INCOIS, an institution that occupies a pivotal position in India's ocean governance architecture under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. INCOIS has evolved as a national operational agency that provides science-based inputs for policy formulation and implementation across multiple sectors. Its ocean observations, forecasting systems, and early warning services directly support national priorities in disaster risk reduction, maritime safety, fisheries management, offshore energy, and coastal zone regulations. These services strengthen the capacity of governments at all levels to take timely, informed, and evidence-based decisions. As India advances its vision for a sustainable and resilient blue economy, institutions such as INCOIS assume strategic importance. Reliable ocean data and predictive capabilities are essential for integrating economic development with environmental protection and ensuring sustainable use of marine resources and safeguarding coastal livelihoods. INCOIS work is therefore central to policy initiatives related to climate adaptation, coastal resilience, and long-term planning for sea level rise and extreme ocean events. INCOIS also plays a critical role in fulfilling India's international obligations and commitments, including contributions to global ocean observing systems, disaster warning mechanisms, and data sharing frameworks. These efforts reinforce India's leadership in ocean science and support multilateral cooperation in global commons. Looking ahead, strengthening policy relevance will require continued investments in observational infrastructure, digital integration, high-resolution modeling, and capacity building. Enhanced coordination between scientific institutions, line ministries, and state governments will be essential to ensure that the ocean information services are effectively mainstreamed into planning and governance processes. On this Foundation Day, I commend the scientists, technical experts, and staff of INCOIS for their sustained contribution to national development and public safety. I am confident that INCOIS will continue to serve as a trusted scientific backbone of India's ocean-related policies and programs. I extend my best wishes to INCOIS for continued success in the years to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your gracious words. Collaborating is the cornerstone of scientific progress. We now move on to the signing and exchange of MOUs between INCOIS and its esteemed partners, SAC, ICCS, and ALIP. This marks a new chapter of cooperation and innovation. Today, we mark the beginning of collaboration by signing the first Memorandum of Understanding between the Space Application Center, represented by its authorized signatory, Sri Nilesh M. Desai, Director, and Dr. T. M. Balakrishnan Nair, Director of Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services. This MOU aims to strengthen cooperation between the two premier institutions in the field of ocean and coastal sciences, covering broad areas of collaboration such as joint calibration and validation for ongoing and future satellite missions, observing system simulation experiments for defining future satellite sensors, enhanced utilization of satellite data for improved ocean services, development of novel satellite-based applications for societal benefit, capacity building of users, and database sharing. I now request the dignitaries to kindly proceed with the exchange of signed copies of MOU. With this agreement, SAC and INCOIS embark on a strengthened partnership that will advance ocean and coastal research, enhance satellite-based services, and contribute meaningfully to national and societal benefits. We now move on to the MOU between INCOIS and KSCSTE Institute of Climate Change Studies, Kerala. I request the Director, K. Rajendran, to kindly join us on the dais. This MOU marks the beginning of collaboration in key areas such as joint ocean and coastal observations, research and development activities, community awareness on natural hazards, development of climate-ready and multi-hazard-ready coastal resilience strategies, and strengthening academic cooperation between the two institutions. I request the directors to kindly proceed with exchange of MOUs. Thank you, sirs. With this partnership between INCOIS and ICCS formally begins, paving the way for meaningful and scientific collaboration and community impact. Collaboration through knowledge and exchange and technology sharing among government and industry and academia is vital for sustainable economy development. Within this framework, blue economy encompassing ocean-based industries, marine resources, coastal resilience, and ocean technologies presents immense opportunities for innovation-led growth. The Association of Lady Entrepreneurship of India, with over 3 decades of experience in promoting women entrepreneurship, has built a strong incubation ecosystem for MSMEs and startups. In partnership with Niti Aayog's Atal Innovation Mission, ALIP developed the Atal Incubation Center, that is Atal V-Hub in Hyderabad, to foster innovations in emerging technology domains. In this nation-building endeavor, INCOIS and AIC ALIP V-Hub propose to collaborate to strengthen the interface between ocean science, technology, and industry, with a focus on the blue economy and ocean tech startups. This partnership will enable technology transfer and startup incubations, promising innovation-driven, women-led entrepreneurship. Together, we aim to contribute to national priorities such as Atmanirbhar Bharat and the vision of a self-reliant India by 2047. I request the President, Mrs. K. Ramadevi, to kindly come to the stage, and also request Dr. Balakrishnan Nair to kindly proceed with the exchange of signed copies of MOUs. Ma'am, I express my sincere gratitude to the distinguished guests from ALIP for initiating the collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a time to unveil new initiatives from INCOIS that will strengthen our mission. Today, we proudly launch our new logo for INCOIS. INCOIS is redesigned its logo this year in a bilingual one, reflecting its strong commitment to the official language policy of the Government of India. An institution's logo serves as its identity and mirror, conveying its vision, purpose, and core functions at a glance. It creates a clear, lasting impression of the organization's missions and activities in the public's mind. The new INCOIS logo has been thoughtfully designed to present the Institute's major functions seamlessly in both Hindi and English, symbolizing inclusivity, national integration, and effective communication with the aim to convert science to services, that is Vigyan Se Seva. May I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, to kindly unveil the new logo of INCOIS. I request our Honorable Chief Guest to do the launch of Jellyfish Aggregation Interactive Information Portal developed by INCOIS. Jellyfish Aggregation Information Web Portal developed by INCOIS is a national interactive platform for monitoring jellyfish events across the Indian coastline. Its a feature is a geospatial map showing occurrence points, species distribution, and detailed event records. Users can explore year-wise trends, overlay beach layers, including blue flag certified sites, and analyze events by duration, frequency, and seasonal patterns through spatial grids and monthly maps. A dashboard provides statistics by state, month, species, and event type. For safety, the portal offers step-by-step guidance in multiple coastal languages and state-wise emergency contacts. Increasing reports of dwelling swarms and mass strandings of jellyfishes highlights risks to tourists, swimmers, fishers, and coastal communities. This centralized system supports coastal managers, fisheries, tourism, disaster authorities, researchers, lifeguards, and the public, enabling timely response and safer coastal activities, while strengthening marine monitoring, contributing directly to India's blue economy goals. With this portal, INCOIS takes another important step forward by converting advanced ocean sciences into actionable, user-centric coastal services for a safer and more informed coastline. We now move on to the launch of another important operational service being unveiled as part of today's Foundation Day program. I request our Honorable Chief Guest to do the launch of Swell Surge Inundation Vulnerability Advisory System, Shivas, developed by INCOIS. Shivas is a new operational service developed by INCOIS to forecast coastal flooding caused by long-period southern ocean swells, locally known as Kallakadal or swell surges, along the Kerala coast. These powerful swell waves can inundate coastal areas even during calm weather, damaging houses, fishing boats, nets, and beach infrastructure, disrupting livelihood and posing serious risk to the tourist. The May 2024 swell surge event alone resulted in 8 drowning deaths. The intense flooding witnessed during the recent Kallakadal events clearly underscored the urgent need for an effective inundation prediction system, one that Shivas has been specifically designed to address. Shivas uses the data assimilated Wavewatch 3 model to detect the incoming swell events and when triggered, runs the coupled UDSIRC-SWAN modeling system to simulate coastal water levels and inundations. These forecasts are further downscaled using the Kalpana tool to provide village-level inundation warnings with a lead time up to 3 days. The advisories are issued in English, Hindi, and Malayalam to ensure effective last-mile communications. Among the last of our launch for today's, we have the app Samudra version 2. I request our honorable guest to do the launch of Samudra 2.0, INCOIS Ocean Services in your local language. INCOIS is launching Samudra 2.0 with a strong focus on multilingual dissemination, ensuring key ocean information and advisories reach coastal communities in their local languages for better understanding, wider adoption, and true last-mile impact. Along with improved usability, Samudra 2.0 expands the service portfolio by adding tuna, small vessel advisory service, and enhanced potential fishing zones features, including the FLC search capability and easier discovery of advisories and map layers, so users can access the right information faster, simpler, and in a language that they are most comfortable with. These launches symbolize our commitment to INCOIS, to innovation and service. Thank you, sir, for doing all the honor for the launches. It's my honor to introduce our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, the chairman of the Indian Space Research Organization and Secretary, Department of Space. Dr. Narayanan is a distinguished scientist of apex grade who assumed charge as chairman ISRO, chairman of Space Commission, and Secretary, Department of Space of ISRO on 13th January 2025. A veteran in rocket and spacecraft propulsion, he has been with ISRO since 1984, contributing across solid, liquid, semi-cryogenic and cryogenic propulsion systems. He is best known for his pioneering role in developing India's cryogenic propulsion technology, making our nation one among a few in the world to achieve self-reliance in this complex domain. As project director for the C-25 cryogenic project, he led the design and realization of the powerful cryogenic stage of the GSLV Mk3, which has since powered landmark missions including Chandrayaan-2 and Chandrayaan-3. His leadership has also been instrumental in advancing the Gaganyaan human spaceflight program, delivering propulsion systems for crew and service modules, and ensuring human rating for launch of vehicle stages. An alumnus of IIT Kharagpur, Dr. Narayanan secured first rank in cryogenic engineering during his MTech and earned his PhD in aerospace engineering. His academic research directly shaped India's cryogenic engine development. Over his illustrious career, he has delivered more than 226 propulsion systems for launch vehicles and spacecrafts, guided the roadmap of ISRO's propulsion development for the next 2 decades, and spearheaded innovations in semi-cryogenic and electric propulsion technologies. His contributions have been recognized with numerous honors, such as Distinguished Alumnus Award from IIT Kharagpur, the National Design Award, the National Aeronautical Prize, and several Team Excellence Awards from ISRO. He is a fellow of multiple prestigious academies and societies, including the International Academy of Engineering and the International Academy of Astronautics. We are privileged to have with us today a visionary leader whose work has propelled India's space program to new heights. It's now my honor to invite our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman ISRO, to deliver the inaugural address. Over to you, sir.
Sorry. Namaskar. Very good morning to all of you. Director INCOIS, Mr. Dr. Balakrishnan Nair, my friend Dr. Nilesh M. Desai, Director Space Application Center, Dr. Jill Martin, Science Manager, Climate Protection Data Science Group, Met Office, UK, Ms. Yedender Prasad, Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor, Ministry of Earth Science, Government of India, Dr. Subha Satyenandra, who is going to deliver the Foundation Day talk, and one of our elders and mentors, Mr. Krishnamurthy, the former director of NRC and the scientific secretary in the Department of Space. My close friend, Mr. Prakash Chauhan, director of NRC, and my dear colleagues from INCOIS, and dear friends, I consider this as a great honor and privilege to be with you on your Foundation Day. That is the 27th Foundation Day of Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services, INCOIS. And this is an excellent occasion for the nation to be reminded of the excellent contribution of this esteemed institution toward providing critical ocean-related information, forecasts, and advisories for societal benefit and global scientific communities. With the coastline stretching over straight length of almost close to 7,517 kilometers, and if you take all curvatures, it crosses more than 11,000 plus kilometers. India's oceans have a huge potential as an economic resource, nowadays termed as blue economy. The government of India has put a lot of focus on the sustainable use of marine assets, including fisheries, shipping, coastal tourism, offshore energy, and seabed minerals. In this context, your institute, INCOIS, can add a lot of value in accelerating the blue economy. First of all, on the 27th Foundation Day, on behalf of the Department of Space, let me express our heartiest congratulations and greetings to each and every member of the INCOIS, the past and present community for your outstanding contribution. And I am extremely happy to stand in the institute, which is headed by one of your very dynamic secretaries, Dr. Ravichandran, who is also my close friend for years, not just few years, it is for so many years. And I think I need not talk about him and his contribution to this audience. Very, very dynamic and dynamic personality. And taking Ministry of Earth Science name and fame to greater heights. Let me, even though he is not here, I would have been happy. In fact, last foundation day he himself personally called, but I was so busy I could not participate. Let me thank him for his outstanding contribution, whatever he is doing for taking the flag of Ministry of Earth Sciences to greater and greater heights on your foundation day. Next, your additional secretary, I know about her, madam, even though today again I asked, and very, very dynamic personality. And really, we used to meet in the ministers' meeting. She really contributes the best possible way to keep your flag high. Let me also convey our greetings to her on this occasion. Now, it is quite thrilling to note how the potential fishing zone mission undertaken by the National Remote Sensing Agency during the 1990s evolved into a full-fledged institution, INCOIS, under its founding director, Dr. A. Narendranath, who conceptualized how satellite data could be translated into actionable maps for fishermen. The strong link between Ministry of Earth Science and Department of Space continued with the successive directors of INCOIS and secretaries of Ministry of Earth Sciences. And dear friends, I am from a village hardly 2 kilometers from the seashore. And in my high school, 70% of my classmates were from seashore. And I used to go to seashore when people go for fishing, and my own classmates, brothers, father, they used to go for fishing. I have seen them carrying small tiffin carrier with topeka pieces and going for fishing and coming after 2 days. In fact, I have also gone to purchase fish. And sometime when they come back with full tired, today country has developed, but when we got independence, 1947, even when I was in the high school, I remember people used to take food only 1 time or 2 times in the villages. And in that situation, somebody going to sea and coming back after 2 days, some with the satellite data. Of course, your organization is in the forefront, announcing almost 9 lakh fishermen every day, the potential fishery zone. And what I understand economic terms, when we talk about the fish or this type of thing, probably the youngsters may be thinking, what these great fellows with PhD qualifications and working in the space science and working in the earth science department, what are they talking about fundamental fish? But we should understand, somebody has done an economic survey. When they go and catch fish and come back, what is the type of benefit we are getting, profit we are getting per year? Something around 25,000 crore is the profit per year. That is something around 40% more than budget of the Department of Space and the Ministry of Earth Science. That is the type of benefit coming only from potential fishery zone. I want to remind the additional secretary and finance advisor on this aspect. And then coming to this department, I am extremely happy today to stand here because of a couple of reasons. Number one, you all may be knowing Dr. A. Muthanayagam, who was one point of time, he was the Secretary, Ministry of Earth Science. I think when he was the Secretary, I understand, at that point of time only this institute was started, and Dr. Radhakrishnan was also became the director. And today, it has become even though it's, when I asked something around 100 scientists plus staff is there, but we know about INCOIS, your service and what not, the entire world. It is one of the very unique organizations working in multiple areas. Let me come back to that, including tsunami warning system. And Dr. A. Muthanayagam, and of course, he was our founder director of the propulsion. Today, in ISRO system, if the rockets are going well, satellites are placed in the orbit, one of the key systems is the propulsion system. He is considered to be the father of propulsion systems of launch vehicles and satellites. And he was also with you. In fact, he was also my PhD guide. In fact, I still remember when I went and approached him for getting the approval. He saw, hey, what is the thesis you are going to do? I told, sir, related to modeling, control of the cryogenic engine. Will you get PhD thesis? PhD, can you complete? This job is a very tough job. Then I told, sir, the very fact it is a tough job, I want to take that topic. Then he signed the paper. And then today, after so many years of service, for the service what he rendered for the Department of Space and Department of Ministry of Earth Sciences, he has been honored the Padma Award, Padma Shri. I'm extremely happy. I think you also will be happy. Let us congratulate him as one of the representative of MOES and Department of Space. We can be proud, both the organizations can be proud that he is honored. I'm extremely happy. And Dr. K. Radhakrishnan, one of my mentors, and today I am standing here. There are a lot of people responsible. He is one of the person who is responsible in one of the great contribution. I think technical contribution, I don't want to go that you all may be knowing, but one of the managerial contribution when he was the chairman, he picked up a lot of people, youngsters, who are supposed to be the potential leaders in the future. And then he groomed us. And in fact, I still remember one day he was conducting a meeting for writing the 12th five-year plan. And I was a core propulsion expert. Don't know anything about application, honestly speaking, at that point of time. Then he was giving half-day introduction, 4 hours introduction. Then he was leaving to Delhi. At the end, he made a statement, Narayan, if you can talk 1 hour on space application without using even a single statement on rockets and satellites, I have succeeded in my job. Then I went back that day, I was sitting and writing to make a speech for 1 hour on space application. That is the way he has groomed. And he was the director here. I'm extremely happy to be here, to stand here in a organization where he has put strong foundation. I was told even each building, everything was somewhere over he has put his hand. So I am here. And another great person, Dr. Sailesh Nayak, even though he was short time as the Secretary Department of Space, I was so privileged to report to him after he became Secretary. Very short time he was there. One of the greatest success of cryogenic engine. He sent me a reply after I came as a temporary basis. This is the first success in the Department of Space. That's the reply he gave. And day for yesterday, I was so blessed to be there to take the blessing of him. So he was here to lead the organization for some time. And P.S. Goyal, I think you all know, another great leader, another great human being, one of the fantastic technocrats. He was here as the secretary. And today, one of my close friends, Dr. Ravichandran, is the secretary. So I am so happy that I feel I am at home. That is the feeling. And first of all, let me thank your director. But for him, I would not have come here. But so many phone calls, then at one point of time, I decided I must be here on this occasion. Now, dear friends, when you celebrate the 27th Foundation Day, I think you have to do a lot of things. Yes, you have done a lot of achievements and accomplishments, but this is the time you have to think, what is the future? Yes, 27th Foundation Day, I request the director to form teams to put clear vision and roadmaps. First, you have to carry out a SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat analysis, considering the global progress. And then you have to have a clear roadmap when you celebrate the 50 years of your Foundation Day, how this organization should look like. What are all the areas probably you have to contribute, and how the future should look like. Lot of things can be done. And Honorable Prime Minister is working to make this country as a developed country, Viksit Bharat 2047. And you have got a great contribution in multiple areas. Please make that visionary vision document and try to, and then don't put as a rigid document. And this document should be every 3 years you have to update. Because today, whatever you write a vision, after 3 years, something may have to be added, something has to be deleted. So put as a rolling vision document so that by 50 years, when you celebrate, you all will cherish. Yes, the organization has further grown, and that's what one of the things you have to do. And dear friends, when you look at INCOIS, You are providing operational ocean information service, supporting safety and lives 24/7. The daily advisories to fishermen help them easily locate areas of abundant fish in ocean while saving on both fuel and time. And another important thing I want to tell, how many of you have directly experienced the disaster of 2005 tsunami? Can you raise your hand? How many people have gone to the seashore area immediately after the disaster and seen? And okay, so very few. But I have gone and seen. In fact, I have also saved at least 50 lives. How I will tell you. The next day was my brother's marriage. Next day was my brother's marriage. So we all are in my house, and the TVs were switched off. And then for my relatives, the breakfast was served in the backside. All of a sudden, TV was switched on. One TV, and then the message is the sea, which is just 1.5 kilometers from my house, it has gone almost 0.5 kilometer inside. And lot of fish is there. This is what is the news which is coming out. And by seeing this, youngsters, they were so much excited to run, go and see. And in fact, breakfast was served. Without touching the breakfast, everybody came and took the bike and coming out. And my sister came and told, please ensure they are taking breakfast and going. And I didn't know what is happening, what for they are going also, I didn't know. I came outside and stood, I told nothing doing, whatever may be the thing, first go and take breakfast. So they went and took, one idli, half idli, rust. When they went 35 bikes from my own house, my relatives, when they went and stopped, just they are walking, second tsunami wave hit. And that is the wave, lot of people just like fun, they were going, standing, taking fish, and people died. So many deaths. Few minutes back, earlier, if they would have reached, they would have gone inside and we would have lost almost 30, 35, around 60 people, each by 2 people, 3 people, they were rushing. So thanks to my sister who came here, right time alert gave to me, but being the eldest in the family, nobody really bypassed me. So that was the one thing happened. Immediately after that, I also went to the seashore, really very pathetic situation. And today, your department, this organization is doing, the Tsunami Early Warning Center is doing a great service. In fact, I was happy to hear this talk during one of the INAE Foundation Day, what we organized in my center when I was the director in Thiruvananthapuram, Liquid Propulsion System Center. The then director, his name, if I am correct, Srinivas, he came and fantastically gave the talk. And based on that knowledge only, in fact, that presentation material is right now on my table, because I was reading before coming to understand your contribution, this one I was reading something around 60 slides he presented. And one of the slides fantastically he was explaining how the tsunami waves, what is the type of model you are generating and how you are distinguishing ordinary waves to tsunami waves. And then then that day also I asked a lot of questions. How you are sure false alarm is not coming, what type of model, how it has to be improved, and what type of equations are going. So much was there. And then, of course, first of all, let me really congratulate each and every one of you for the great contribution what you are doing. Probably you will not be knowing the type of contribution what is going in the real-time tsunami early warning related aspect. Looks like a simple job. It is not a simple job. It is a great job. It is not only for India. It is for the global community what you are doing. And let me compliment, congratulate for that great activity what you are doing. Now, dear friends, let me also congratulate INCOIS for winning the Subhash Chandra Bose that Puraskar, the institutional category in 2025. In fact, one more award you should have got in the group category. But finally, because of this award, probably you missed that award. Otherwise, the Vigyan, the group team award also, we strongly felt. In fact, I was there as a member when I read your background. I was 100% convinced that you people should get, but then the reward and award is one. But then the recognition by the ministry, recognition by inter-ministry, everybody was so happy on this one when your secretary presented that work. And we are very, very happy that a small team, you are really contributing in a big way. Let me congratulate you on getting this national level recognition in 2025, the institutional category, our compliment to each and every one of you for that too in a disaster management area. Now globally, satellite observation have become inevitable in present era and play a pivotal role in shaping blue economy. ISRO's ocean and weather missions are guided by a single purpose, using space technology to safeguard lives, livelihoods, and national assets, particularly for communities depending on ocean. Missions such as OceanSat series, RL, RISAT, and the INSAT series together form a comprehensive space-based system that supports fisheries advisories, cyclone warning, coastal safety, and climate services. Currently, Indian remote sensing satellites in low Earth orbit and meteorological satellites in geostationary orbit are providing data operationally for various thematic applications, land, water, ocean, and atmospheric science. When you talk about weather forecasting, even though you are not directly involved, your department is involved. I still remember something around 25 years back, there was a party which was happening, and it was a gala dinner. Gala dinner, our women folk generally they will not go and mix there because a lot of things will be going on there. And our women team was sitting in one side and all the scientists were sitting on another side, and this was going on. What was the talk going on by the spouses? They were talking, what these fellows are talking about, great prediction of weather and other thing, sitting in front of computer without knowing much and giving some sort of predictions. Our prediction by seeing the sky is much better than these fellows' prediction. It was not joke. This is the reality. This happened some 25 years back. They were jovially talking. And yes, that was the time. Weather prediction was, that was the stature. But today, that is not the stature. Today, using the satellite data, your model and outstanding predictions, almost, I will say 95% plus is the perfect prediction. So let us also compliment the team for contributing from that level of women directly or men directly standing and seeing the sky, predicting better than computer prediction today. We have come a long way. Dear friends, today the ISRO and Department of Space and Ministry of Earth Science, we together work in a very, very big way. Now, before I proceed, I would like to tell one of my direct experience. I was always trying to get first rank in every subject from third standard onwards. Fortunately, I was lucky that I have never missed first rank in any of the subjects. And one of the exam, it was, if I'm correct, 9th standard half-yearly exam. I went for the exam to write the social science exam. And I had one-side headache, I don't know how many people have got that experience, severe one-side headache. So I could not write the exam. So I went and told my teacher, I'm having one-side headache and I'm not in a position to concentrate on the exam. He told, better you lie down sometime. Then you write, because in your exam question papers are circulated, nothing can be done. I lie down. I slept. And I got up almost after 2 hours. Nothing is written. Just 2 lines I have written and slept. Then I got up. Then came to know only 1 hour time is there. A 100-mark exam. Instead of writing 3 hours, if you write 1 hour, what will happen, it. And I was so tensed. Somehow rushing and managing the exam. And I was given 15 minutes extra time. Because being the topper, they gave that privilege and gave the paper. And I was sure I will not get first rank. I was 100% sure. But when the paper came, it was announced, I have got the highest score, 74 marks or something. Then I was looking what happened to my classmate, second rank holder, name Flower Mary from a seashore village. What happened to her? Because even writing 1 hour 15 minutes, they are declaring as first rank because the teacher give the paper in the rank basis only. What happened to her? What happened? Something very bad thing happened. Her father and brother, they went for fishing. They have not come back. And she was in that family disaster. And nobody knows what happened, whether somebody caught them or they died, nothing was known. And it was a very, very serious thing, And even today, honestly speaking, nobody knows what happened to them. That was the situation if somebody is going to see. But today, I'm extremely happy when Nilesh Desai was telling, for 1,000 people, 1 lakh people, we are giving app informing where they are, what is happening to them. And that is the app what we are giving, whether they are crossing the border or they are inside our own, this one, that type of information is going. Because that time, lot of rumors were there. Somebody told they are caught by Sri Lankan people. Somebody told they have died. All these things. This is the thing directly I have experienced. But today, that is not the situation. Of course, lot of things are done. And today, we are together. We are doing, serving the country in that area. And you know, the satellite data has to play a vital role in your activity. I think both our organizations have to work together to serve the common man of the country. And today, we have got lot of satellites, and INCOIS can help in the blue economy, and we also can do something. And one of the important area where we are working together, I don't know how many of you are aware, and Ministry of Earth Science, your department is responsible for the Samatriyan project. We have to go to 6 kilometers inside. And 6 kilometers means, I think, with the fundamental equation you can calculate. 600 bar will be the external pressure. And a 2.2 meter vessel with 100 mm thickness titanium. I don't know how many of you are aware, it is getting realized in the department where I was the director for 7 years in Bangalore. So whenever you come, please see. And that is one of the area we are working together. And of course, NAVT is mainly responsible, but then we are working together. Today, on this Foundation Day, I am extremely happy that there were 3 MOU signed, and we are also extremely happy one of the MOU from SAC, our own department, is signed to regularize lot of activities. Now, dear friends, this is the occasion to take both the departments should work together. Actually, Dr. Muthanayan sir used to jovially tell, the rockets goes, we are working full time for sending the rocket. At the end of the day, rocket has to fall inside the ocean. And so that is the way I was all along working for the development of rocket. Finally, I have fallen inside ocean, and I am the secretary of Ocean Engineering Department. But today, I have to club the space and ocean, even though lot of gap is there. But then we have to work together to take the country to greater heights. Dear friends, yes, Indian Space Research Organization, I thought I also should mention a little bit. We are a 63 years old organization. 1962, the activity was started. Today, we are also having lot of accomplishments and achievements. And 50 years back, it was April 1975, the first satellite was built. Aryabhatta was built with the support of USSR. And we launched using their support. And 1st August 1975, for the first time, the space application was rolled out in the country, keeping 2,400 television sets in 2,400 villages of 6 states of Bharat and demonstrate mass communication. For that, the satellite, ATS-6 satellite, was given by USA. And the first satellite, first launcher, a small tiny rocket lifted off from Indian soil 21st November 1963, that itself was given by USA. That means USA gave the first tiny rocket for us to demonstrate. They gave a small satellite ATS-6 satellite signal to demonstrate the satellite application. And USSR supported us in building the first Aryabhatta satellite. And of course, so many countries have helped. Today, when I look back as a Secretary Department of Space, I am so happy that December 24th, December 2025, we lifted off the heaviest satellite from Indian soil. And the satellite belongs to USA, the Blue Bag 2 satellite, USA, one of the company. And it was lifted off on purely commercial basis using the rocket built by our country and placed in orbit where we have achieved the best accuracy ever achieved by any country. You know, we are supposed to place in orbit 500 kilometer circular orbit. Still, I remember 24th morning while taking breakfast, the US team was with us. I asked, if you are to be happy, 500 plus minus 15 kilometers is the permissible dispersion. I asked them, if you are to be happy, what is the accuracy you are expecting? They told, sir, if you can place within 6 kilometers, we'll be happy. Then next question I asked, what is that? Why 6 kilometers? They told space accuracy is 7 kilometers. Immediately I told, we will place within 3 kilometers. But then they, at that point of time, they didn't believe. But when it was placed with 2.1 kilometer, they could not really keep silence. They told, sir, we never believed when you told 3 kilometers. We are extremely happy your launcher has placed with 2.1 kilometer. That is the type of growth what has happened. And now, July 30th was another important day. July 30th, 2025 was another important day. The costliest satellite ever built in the globe, the NISR satellite, NASA ISRO synthetic aperture radar satellite. A L-band SAR payload and a 12-meter unfurlable antenna. To realize this, USA has spent 13,500 crore. And we built in SAC a similar payload, maybe with, my friend can give exact amount, maybe less than 30% of that cost of that payload. And then I had a doubt when LAC is telling this is the type of cost, and when they are telling this is 13,500 crore, and where really is it correct? They are talking correctly or this one? But finally, I verified it is correct only. Because they do a lot of models, so many engineering models, structural models, so many things. But we believe we are a country, you know, we cannot simply waste money. I think our FA is there. And each paise, whether FA is controlling or not, we all from village area, and we know what is the economics in the village. We, every project when we execute, we are very careful in spending each paise. And finally, the entire satellite was built by India. It is not only payload, satellite was built by India, and it was lifted by a rocket called GSLV Mark II rocket, for which the cryogenic technology, early 90s, we were trying to get from other country, and advanced countries interfered and stopped the technology transfer using, then we indigenously developed. Using that rocket, we successfully accomplished NISR mission. Today it is perfectly working, and that is the type of growth which has happened. A country which was not having satellite technology, not having launch vehicle technology, and today we have accomplished that mission. And November 2, 2025 was another important day. The heaviest communication satellite ever placed by Indian rocket in geo transfer orbit, a 4,410 kg communication satellite for the strategic application. If the satellite would not have been placed in the orbit, our Navy will not be having any communication satellite after 6 months. That is the place we are standing. You can understand, you know, the type of tension, mood, and we have to accomplish. There is no question of 99.9%, 99.5% success. It has to be 100 out of 100, and I am very happy that we could succeed that mission and perfectly place in the orbit. While these 3 important missions succeeded, I also would like to tell the 1979 first launch vehicle mission was done from our country, 1979, SLV-3. Unfortunately, the mission could not be accomplished successfully. And second launcher only was successful in 1980. And this last year, January 29th, we had the opportunity to launch 100th launch vehicle. And I am extremely happy to inform that the 100th launch vehicle perfectly placed the satellite in the required elliptical orbit. And we have written in golden letters, the 100th launch was successful. First launch, anyhow, we cannot write successful, but 100th launch was successful. And last year, we also did another important experiment called docking experiment. You know what is the docking experiment? You imagine in Hyderabad road, one car is coming from airport side, another car is going from this side. And you know the road condition, how it goes. And without stopping the car, you have to connect mechanically, soft connect, and make it as a single piece. You can understand, you know, what type of difficulty or involvement involved. You can understand. And 2 satellites in the orbit rotating with 24,000 kilometer per hour. 24,000 kilometer per hour. Of course, relative velocities were not that much. And you have to align together, mechanically connect together, transfer power from one satellite to another satellite using a set of algorithms, cameras, software, hardware, propulsion system. If it is an easy job, every country would have done. And India is the 4th country successfully accomplished last year this successful docking experiment, and we are standing tall. And when and last year we also really accomplished a 32-bit processor computer Vikram chip, indigenously developed, and we have rolled out. Axiom 4 program, it is a very, very important program. Today everybody knows Subhash Shukla, and he is our own colleague, my own colleague. He was sent successfully to the space and space station, and he has come back. But I would like to tell one thing, probably you would have heard the news. Originally, the mission was accomplished on 25th June 2025. Originally, the mission was targeted on 11th June. 10th June, we came to know when they tested the rocket, there was a small leakage. And then Americans cleared the rocket and the countdown activity was going on. And we were camping in Kennedy Space Center with our limited knowledge of 42 years. Knowledge in proportion, we know it is a serious problem. Even though they claim it is a minor problem, it was a serious problem. When we discussed, debated, finally it got into argument mode. Finally, we had to give a letter stopping the launch. And finally, when they went and inspected, there was a crack sitting in the main engine itself. And it has to be corrected, everything was corrected. Instead of 11th June, finally it was 25th June, which was accomplished. And there is lot of people, generally Indians have got some feelings. Indians, whenever I also had that feeling, if some foreigner is coming and telling something, we will immediately accept. When Indians are coming and telling something, we will 100 times question whether they are correct, wrong, all those things. But it was the fact, entire world knows what happened. And finally, everything was stopped, finally corrected, and today we have successfully accomplished. And we have proved to the world, Indians are second to none, Indian education is second to none, Indian training is second to none, even in stopping a human-rated rocket in the last minute to save and to ensure safety of the astronauts. So this is also one thing which happened last year. And of course, we also had a couple of lessons to be learned. Our PSLV vehicles could not go well, and we never ever take any failure as a failure. We use these things to strengthen our knowledge, improve our capability, and put the things in order. Now, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, one of the fantastic personality, one of the great leader what we are having. He always worked for making this country as a developed country. Whenever you talk, you get so much energy. While standing in front of him itself, so much vibration is happening, rather radiation is happening, you get a lot of energy. When you talk, it's such a pleasant talk you can have, and he has lot of ideas and knowledge to make this country as a developed country, and he has given lot of vision. Space vision, of course, space economy, blue economy, lot of vision has come to Ministry of Earth Science also. And we are working on multiple projects, including the Gaganyaan project, Chandrayaan 3 project, Chandrayaan 4 project, Chandrayaan 5 project, and building our own space station, and sending our own human being, our brothers by 2040 to moon, landing on the moon and bring them back safely. And these are all advanced scientific missions. But coming to application, currently 57 satellites are in the orbit. I think most of our satellites fantastically worked during the Sintur operation. I want to tell. I cannot make a lot of statements, but this statement I should make. It perfectly worked. And the number of satellites currently in the orbit is 57, and we are going to make it to almost 3 times of that in another 3 to 4 years. And a lot of new activities are there. Really, the vision of Sarabhai to solve the problem of common man towards the advanced space technology is a reality today. Today there are 50 space applications. I cannot think about a country. There was a time mobile is not required. Even I bought the mobile only, if I'm correct, 28 years back. Today without mobile you cannot live even 1 minute. The moment you get up also first you take. That is the type of thing. Same case. Today you cannot think about a country, a society without space application. Without telecommunication, without television broadcasting, without real-time train monitoring, without understanding the disaster warning and mitigation related aspect, without the weather forecasting. I think Ravichandran, your secretary, always used to make one statement. I enjoy that statement. Today we are only monitoring the weather, and weather is really teaching lesson to us, and we have to really control the weather. And this is going to happen in the future, I'm sure, with all your capabilities and knowledge. And coming to your area, really, the INCOIS, is one of the fantastic labs what we are having, and outstanding contributions in the past, and outstanding contribution is going to come in the future. On this occasion, let me thank the director and your secretary for enabling me to come to your place to meet you. That is a great thing, and to understand little bit about your office. Also, to share a couple of my thoughts. And let me also thank my colleagues from the NRSC and Space Application Center for constant interaction with your team. In whatever way we can work together, that is what is done. And surely, in a family, if the family life has to go well, husband and wife has to be together. If husband feels husband is greater than wife, out. Same way wife feels, I am much beautier, I am having lot of wealth, you are nothing, out. So these two has to go together. I don't want to say who is husband, who is wife. Yes, Science and Department of Space should always work together to contribute to the country, and surely it can be done. And I am also very happy. I started my talk telling I am happy due to a couple of reasons. One is I am in a place, today one of the dynamic leaders is the secretary. I am in a place where one of your former secretary has got Padma Shri, and I am in a place where my mentors and some of the gurus have really led the organization. And I am also extremely happy to note that whenever you go to this type of function, on the stage generally male domination used to be there. 80%, sometimes some of the stage no female members will be there. I am very happy, 50-50 contribution is there on the stage. So this also shows the country is growing. Now, dear friends, I don't have any doubt our country will become a developed country before we celebrate 100 years of independence. When I make a statement, let me qualify the statement. When Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, when he went to UK for the first time, I think Madam is there. And almost, if I'm correct, exact date, I didn't open my diary, otherwise I can tell the exact date. And it was almost 9 years back, if I'm correct. When he was there, night, it was midnight 1:15. I was watching the TV to understand what is happening. And the Honorable Prime Minister of India and UK Prime Minister both were addressing the public at that point of time. And UK Prime Minister talk was so exciting and interesting. I have written my diary on full page about his talk. You know, when he was talking, appreciating our contribution in the area of the software development, in the area of agriculture area, everything. And at the end, he made all of a sudden one bombshell talk. He told, the days are not far away for a Indian-born UK citizen to become Prime Minister of this country. This is the statement he made. I don't know how he made that statement. And today you all know what is history. And I don't have any doubt, under the visionary leadership of our Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, this country will become a developed country before we celebrate 100 years of independence. Let both the departments work together, and whatever way required to contribute towards that mission and vision. And before I conclude, I request the director to put appropriate teams to write your vision document, to come out with a clear conclusion and summary, a dynamic rolling vision document, how your organization should look like when you celebrate 50 years of Foundation Day. With that, let me thank the management for giving me the opportunity to stand in front of you. Once again, my greetings to each and every one of you and your family members on the Foundation Day celebration. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inaugural address, which was insightful and energetic, remembering the veterans who built the institute, sharing their experiences as well as the well-wishes for INCOIS. And also thank you for your contributions for bridging the gap between the space and the ocean. It's my privilege to introduce our distinguished speaker, Professor Shubha Satyendranath, MBE, Merit Remote Sensing Scientist, Plymouth Marine Laboratory, UK, and a global authority in the field of marine optics and remote sensing of ocean color. With over 4 decades of pioneering research, Professor Satyendranath has advanced our understanding of the bio-optical properties of phytoplankton, marine primary production, ecological provinces of the ocean, and the vital role of ocean color data in climate studies. Her works have also extended to the ecology of waterborne infectious diseases, notably Vibrio cholerae and Escherichia coli, combined field observations, modeling, and remote sensing in collaboration with partners from India and Brazil. Her scientific excellence has been recognized worldwide. She is the recipient of the Grand Medaille Albert Ayar of Monaco, the A.G. Huntsman Award for Excellence in Marine Sciences, and the UNESCO IOC Panikkar Memorial Medal for her outstanding contributions to capacity building in developing countries. She is a fellow of Marine Biological Association of UK and currently serves as the chair of the International Ocean Color Coordinating Group. Her national and international honors include being a Chevalier of the Order of Cultural Merit by Monaco in 2022, and in 2023 she was appointed a member of the Order of the British Empire, MBE, in the King's Birthday honor. Professor Satyendranath has also led key international projects such as the primary production parameters from space and PAR for primary production under the European Space Agencies, furthering the integration of satellite data into marine science and climate research. We are truly honored to have with us today a scientist whose work bridges oceans, disciplines, and nations, and whose contributions continue to inspire the global scientific community. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Professor Shubha Satyendranath, MBE. The title of her talk, Stewardships of the Oceans, an Imperative.
But my notes. This one only, right?
Yeah, that's good. One more back. Yes, that's fine. No, what happened?
Closed. Okay, it's fine, ma'am. Fine, no?
No, that is not good. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Respected dignitaries, Prakash Chauhan, my friends from INCOIS, and colleagues, many of them I know from a long way back. I have been in some way associated with INCOIS from its inception. So it is an honor to be here on its 27th Foundation Day. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. But while I was sitting there listening to all the wonderful talks that preceded me, especially your talk, sir, Dr. Narayan, I was wishing I had said no to this talk, or at least that I had spoken first, because yours is a tough act to follow. But bear with me while I preach to the converted and share with you some thoughts and impressions on this auspicious day. When I was young, I had some dreams, but no clear vision. And I somehow drifted into oceanography. And at that time, I wondered if it was the right choice. It might be exciting, engaging for me at a personal level, but I thought, what has that to do with my nation? India has bigger problems. To go study the ocean seemed a little bit frivolous. But today, after decades of studying the oceans, here I am, convinced, as the rest of you are, that studying and safeguarding the oceans is an imperative.
It is not a matter of an option or a choice. Oceanic processes permeate every aspect of life as we know on this planet. And when 26 years ago, when India established INCOIS, it was a recognition and a testament to that recognition from India that we needed to invest in ocean services. Consecutive leadership in INCOIS has made it what it is today, and I don't need to repeat what has been said before. It is a grand organization with many successes under its belt. So let me join everyone else in congratulating Dr. Bala and previous leaders and all of you who have brought it to this stage that it is today. Congratulations. So as Dr. Narayanan rightly said, a Foundation Day is a day to reflect on achievements, but it's also a day to think about a vision, a plan for the future. So let me share with you some of my thoughts. So I'm here to talk about ocean stewardship, and it is about how ocean health is related intimately with our well-being in all its aspects. But it is a story in two halves. Oceans have two faces. In its malign face, lives are disrupted or even lost. We suffer diseases, loss of life, economic losses. On the other hand, the benign face of the ocean grants us health, harmony, a high quality of life. And we need to manage both aspects of oceans. From the UN Sustainable Development perspective, oceans and water are intimately related with many of the goals. So if I then pause and take a look, think about it, we are talking here about the blue side of our blue planet. We have heard about blue economy, but there is also increasing awareness now that engagement or contact with the marine environment, notably the coastal environment, the beaches, can be beneficial to our health, mental health, physical health. And the language is entering where terminology such as blue health, blue mind, and blue gym are becoming common. I came across a public, a general article that talked about the surprising benefits from going to the beach. And there is a list here of what are the benefits. Some of them are related to anti-inflammatory properties of seawater, and some are related to the negative iron-rich air that we breathe when you go to the beaches. But if you choose to go to the beach for entertainment, recreation, or to study, one of the criteria that we would consider would be water quality. So this perspective increases the awareness of the importance of maintaining all aspects of water quality. And Dr. Narayanan said how he grew up on the sea, by the side of the sea, and it's obvious that if you have done that, the sea marks you for life. So the beneficial effects of water quality relates to the health benefits from the environment, and we rely on the ocean for high quality food, not just any food, but high quality food. The negative effects, on the other hand, include harmful algal blooms, infectious diseases that are communicated through water, and extreme events that we have been hearing. Now, a recent review suggested that water-related disasters are responsible for affecting hundreds of millions of lives all over the world. It's not just an Indian problem. or an Asian problem or a tropical problem. It affects all of us. Now, and it may be related to not enough water, or it may be related to too much water. But not all of them are related to the oceans, but indeed some are. And we have heard about how India responded to the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, and the Indian tsunami early warning system has now become the pride of INCOIS, along with many other achievements, including the potential fishing zone advisory about which we have heard today. But increasingly, we are also concerned about the short-term incursions of coastal waters, and coastal flooding has become a serious issue. And it is heartening to see that along with the tsunami warning system, INCOIS is taking care of the issues associated with coastal flooding. And talking in general about flooding, the Kerala, for example, experienced what was then referred to as the 100-year flooding. It was so severe, millions of people were displaced, hundreds of people lost their life. In that context also, satellites provided a way by which we could monitor this condition, so that if the risk is mapped in a timely fashion and frequently, and be relatable and reliable, then it can help diminish or contain the disasters. But one thing to be remembered is that long after the physical threat from flooding or water-related disasters has passed, the impact of water-related diseases, whether it be physical health or mental health-related problems, can last for much longer after that. So that needs to be considered when we are considering remedial measures and building resilience to water-related disasters. But we talk about disasters from the sea, but the sea is also under threat at the moment. And we now are worried about rise in global sea level, and it is attributed to our own activities. We are concerned about how the dissolution of anthropogenic carbon dioxide in the ocean, into the ocean, is leading to ocean acidification. We are worried about warming waters, and the current thinking is that the sea surface is warming faster than had been anticipated or expected. I don't need to preach a lot about these things to you, but what I would like to highlight is that when these changes occur, the chances are that the effects will be felt most acutely at the limits. So whether it might be that the extreme impacts will occur in the Arctic Ocean and in the tropics. The potential and actively happening impacts in the polar regions are recognized, but perhaps the risks to the tropical areas merit closer scrutiny. And associated with the physical changes in the ocean, we also have to deal with the harmful algal blooms. This is an example from Africa where hypoxia caused lobsters to walk out from the sea onto the shore. It was mass suicide on their part. And Indian Ocean also has its share of harmful algal blooms, as we heard about. We have to deal with invasive species. In this case, in an estuarine environment in Kerala, we are looking at the water hyacinth that is taking over big tracts of the Vembanad Lake, and the area covered by the lake appears to be increasing. And why does it matter? Because if you examine the root system of this plant, you see that it is hosting many invertebrates, some of which are vectors responsible for water-associated diseases, including malaria, West Nile virus, filaria, schistosomiasis, and so on. Some biocontrol agents are also found along with this. So I think we need to begin to examine how the modifications to the environment might be impacting the services that we rely on from the oceans and from the coast. But in addition to relying on what the oceans give us out of its natural bounty, we are increasingly turning to the oceans to give us more. In this example, I have here India's plans for mariculture and seaweed culture. And according to the authorities, the ICAR, CMFRI, the plans are to increase mariculture and seaweed culture several folds. As they rightly point out, sustainability and environmental management will be key. If these activities in the ocean threaten the pristine qualities of the ocean, then it would be difficult to maintain it. But we do have the wherewithal to address these various options. And whatever we do, observations have to underpin our efforts to manage the oceans or to safeguard the oceans in their entirety. And quite often, when we are dealing with the ocean-related problems, whether it be coastal or global in nature, it becomes important to integrate satellite and in situ data to be able to address to tackle the problems of the day. An example that I have shown here is that of the global ocean carbon pools and fluxes studied through combining satellite data and in situ observations. But what I want to point out in this is that whichever of these figures you look at related to different ocean properties that we would like to use, Indian Ocean still appears to be more or less of a blank state. So we do need to invest seriously in covering those gaps so that our predictions for the Indian Ocean can be better. We also need to learn to share data equitably and openly and freely so that we can make multiple uses of the same data. The more we use a particular set of data, more valuable they become, more cost-effective they become. In what I was talking about, I have more or less deliberately avoided the boundaries between inland waters, coastal waters, estuaries, and the open ocean, because I do believe that they function as a continuum. And we need to understand how the continuum works, how they interact with each other, and how we can manage the whole system as a whole. And let me not say that it is only the oceans that, or the water that provides the continuum. Many of you here today are meteorologists, and yesterday I looked at the air quality index globally. India shines bright red for poor water quality. And is it a land problem? I suspect not, because when you look at the map, you see that the poor air quality extends to pretty much all over the northern Indian Ocean. So what are the implications for this? We really don't know, at least I don't know, but we cannot ignore the interconnected nature of the threats or the benefits that we face when we play or when we alter our environment. So where do we go from here? I want to return to Indian mythology, where a long time ago they say that the gods were weakened and they needed they knew that the solution lay in the oceans. They needed immortality in a container from the oceans, but they couldn't do it themselves. So they had to go to the demons, and the demons and the gods had to work together to extract the benefits from the ocean. And I think our situation is not far removed. We are also in a situation of crisis. our planet, it may be not the universe, as was the case for them, but our planet is certainly in a crisis. And let me make this plea that we all work together, not just the people in the room. And it is very good to see the Space Agency and the Department of Earth Sciences coming together to work and solve the problems. It's nice to see startup companies being represented, but we need more. We need more help. We need to work more closely together with each other. And we need capacity building. I'm pretty sure that 250 people at INCOIS, however good you are, you can't solve all the problems. So let's work together and let us make sure that we address the problems that we face and the oceans face. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor, for your inspiring insights in very crisp and short manner. We have come to the felicitation of dignitaries. As a token of our gratitude and respect, we now felicitate our distinguished dignitaries who have graced this occasion. I request our director, Dr. T.M. Balakrishnan Nair, to felicitate the esteemed guest. First, I would like to invite Dr. Jill Martin, the manager, Climate Model Development and Evaluation Group, UK Met Office, to come forward and receive the honor. Yes, open. Thank you, Dr. Martin. I request Sri Nilesh M. Desai, Director, Space Applications Center, to come forward and receive the honor. Thank you, sir. I request Ms. Yatindra Prasad, Additional Secretary and Financial Advisor, MOES, to receive the honor. I request Professor Shubha Satyendranath, MB, Merit Remote Sensing Scientist, Plymouth Marine Laboratory, UK, to come forward and receive the honor. Now it's time to honor our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman, Indian Space Research Organization and Secretary, Department of Space. Thank you, sir. Every celebration is complete with gratitude. I invite Dr. Sudhir Joseph, Division Head for Applied Research and Research to Operations, to deliver the vote of thanks, acknowledging the contributions of all who made this day possible.
Good afternoon, all. Honorable Chief Guest, distinguished guest of honor, Director INCOIS, dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, learned scientists, members of the media, and delegates from UK and India. It's my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this jubilant occasion of 27th Foundation Day of INCOIS. Today has been a true convergence of ocean science and space technology. First and foremost, I convey our deepest gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. V. Narayanan, Chairman ISRO and Secretary DOS. Sir, your presence and tremendous source of encouragement for us. Presence was tremendous. And you reminded us of our umbilical cord relationship between ISRO, starting from our founder chairman, and it was a great recollection of memories for us. Thank you for your excellent speech. We are equally grateful to our guest of honor, Dr. Nilesh Desai, Director, Space Applications Center. Sir, thank you for joining us for our Foundation Day celebration. I extend a very special thanks to Dr. Gil Martin, Science Manager, Met Office UK, for joining us for this occasion, and also coming all the way from UK to join us for the WCSSP meeting. Thank you. I extend my sincere thanks to Ms. Yatindra Prasad, Additional Secretary and Finance Advisor, Ministry for Sciences, Government of India. Madam, we are grateful for your gracious presence and your constant guidance and support for strengthening administrative and financial frameworks that empower our scientific missions. I also special thanks to Madam for supporting us for this WCSSP meeting, for fastly clearing up. We are privileged to have had Dr. Shubha Satyendranath, MBE from Plymouth Marine Research Laboratory, UK, as our Foundation Day speaker. Madam, your talk was very encouraging, and also you have alerted us regarding the alarming situation in our seas and what care we need to take about it. Thank you. This day also witnessed significant milestone in cooperation. I thank signatories of Memorandum of Understanding, team from SAC ISRO, represented by Director and Rashmi Madam here, Dr. K. Rajendran, Director ICCS and his team, and ALEEP, President of ALEEP, Ms. Rama Devi and her team for these MOUs. I believe this is a standing point where our collaboration will be flourishing in future. We are also proud to have launched new INCOIS logo, Jellyfish Aggregation Portals, Shiva System, Samudra V2. All these are with the hard work of our scientists at INCOIS. I thank all of them for taking this initiative so that we are progressing with our services for the country. I would like to acknowledge the dignitaries present in the audience. We are honored to have by the presence of Director, National Remote Sensing Agency. Sir, thank you for your kind presence with us. Dr. Chandrasekharan, Group Director, NRC, Dr. Rashmi Sharma, Deputy Director, SAC, and also Dr. YBN Krishnamurthy, who is Chairman of INCOIS RAC. Thank you for your presence, sir. I also thank UK partners, WCSSP delegates who came for our Foundation Day. I hope you had a nice time here and having a review before starting of the science deliberations. My sincere gratitude are also for Director INCOIS for welcoming address and also his constant motivation and driving us forward. I take this opportunity to thank the local organizing committee for the flawless execution of this event. A special thanks to ICT team for technical support and administration of INCOIS for logistical arrangements. I also thank our friends from media for joining us covering this event. Finally, I thank all scientists, officers, staff, students of INCOIS. It's your collective effort that we are celebrating today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Kindly rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
There are few announcements. As we come towards the end of this function, I request all the delegates and the participants of the WCSSP annual meeting may proceed for the registration at the registration desk arranged in the front of the boardroom. You can take right from the auditorium hall exit. After completion of registration, kindly proceed to the Atal Bhavan or the IDCO hall for the lunch. For the WCSSP delegates, lunch are arranged on the right side after entering the IDCO building. The meetings will be held on parallel sessions at 4 venues: Hall number 1, auditorium, and Hall number 2, boardroom, which will be on the ground floor. Hall number 3, which is the E-classroom on the first floor, and Hall number 4, the Synops lab at the second floor. You can scan the QR code for the Wi-Fi, and also there is a QR code for giving your feedbacks for the WCSSP meeting. The poster presentation standees are arranged at the lawn. Kindly do your posters presented over there. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being part of this memorable day. May the spirit of collaboration and innovation continue to guide us forward. Thank you.